Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, May 21st, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. Residents fleeing New York City. Millions of Americans skip their monthly bills. Hong Kong issues mandatory quarantine wristbands. CNN goes ballistic on Mike Pence for ordering a hamburger. Will COVID kill the movie theater? Also ahead, criminals released because of the virus. Crime is up. But first, thousands of New Yorkers escaping the city to avoid the pandemic. Apartment and home sales in the Big Apple down an incredible 80% since March, while prices in the suburbs are up 7%. Some neighborhoods in Manhattan and Brooklyn have seen the population drop by 40% since May 1st. At least 18 million Americans failing to pay their credit card or car payments in April. Wall Street Journal reporting an additional 1 million personal loans past due. Lenders are offering flexible plans for the unemployed, asking clients to call them instead of not paying. Hong Kong requiring all new arrivals to wear government-issued bracelets. The wristbands allow officials to make sure people traveling to the region adhere to the mandatory 2-week quarantine. The city of more than 7 million has just 1,000 confirmed cases of COVID and 4 deaths, which is almost a miracle. Folks at CNN going off on Mike Pence for ordering a hamburger in Orlando, Florida, without wearing a mask. The network claiming the vice president was risking the lives of Americans by using a soda dispenser with his bare hands. This, of course, is hysteria. Next, they'll be calling the vice president Typhoid Mike. New study from Variety magazine shows 70% of adults would rather watch new movies in their homes. Just 13% are looking forward to heading back to the theater. Hollywood executives considering releasing some summer flicks straight to consumers. 5 in 10 Americans would pay $10 for a single viewing at home. In a moment, letting criminals out of jail because of COVID. Here's a shocker. Crime is up. Right back with that. Edward and his wife, Margaret, were looking forward to retirement. Edward started having serious health issues a few years before he turned 65 and had to take an unplanned early retirement. The loss of income and medical bills meant Edward could not afford his expenses, including the premiums on a $1 million life insurance policy. Faced with lapsing their policy for nothing, Edward and Margaret turned to Coventry Direct and were able to sell the policy for $130,000. If you own a life insurance or term policy that you don't need or can't afford, Coventry Direct can help you receive an average of 4 times more cash than you'd get from your life insurance carrier. You can even sell a portion of your existing policy and still maintain coverage with no future premium obligations. See if you qualify. Please call 1-800-888-3791 or visit CoventryHelpsSeniors.com. That's 1-800-888-3791 or visit CoventryHelpsSeniors.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day, COVID crime. In New York City, more than 1,500 inmates have been released from jail since the pandemic began about 2 months ago. That includes 300 violent felons. So what happened? Well, shootings in New York City up 200% compared with the same period last year. Commercial burglaries, that's stores, up 169% in April. Residential burglaries, homes and apartments, up 44%. Hundreds of COVID releasees have been re-arrested. So then what do? Well, many judges simply don't put them back in jail. Let them run around. Now, it's all about drugs, narcotics. Most convicts are addicts, and when they are released from jail or prison, they go back to that life. And here's the backup. A decrease in global travel and international trade has cut illegal drug supplies to the USA in half. The total shutdown on the border has stopped a lot of the traffic coming in from Mexico. According to the Drug Enforcement Agency, cocaine prices are up 12% in the USA. Methamphetamine up 100%. It's doubled to about $1,800 per pound. Price of illegal marijuana up 55%. Heroin as much as 50%. So, to pay for the high, criminals have to rob more and shoot more. They need the narcotics. They're addicts. They're running around. The statistics are overwhelming that street crime, violent crime, child abuse, child neglect are driven by substance abusers. And it's always been that way. America has no blanking clue about how to stop this. But the country of Singapore does. Way back in the 1990s, I traveled there to do a paper for my master's degree at Harvard University. I studied how Singapore handles its drug traffic. And today, they are even more stringent. In Singapore, a nation of 6 million people, there are very few drug addicts. Why? Because it is illegal to consume narcotics and marijuana. You will be put in jail if you use drugs in Singapore. Therefore, there are no drug-addicted people. Here's how it works. The police can stop anybody for no cause, and they can drug test you. And they have little things on the spot that they can find out if you're high, if you have drugs in your bloodstream. If you do, you immediately appear before a judge who has the option of sending you to jail or to rehab. So in Singapore, they are basically saying no drugs, and they don't have any. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by writing it. For more news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com for honest and incisive pandemic coverage. In a moment, something you might not know. Our world has changed when you venture outside. Face coverings are the new normal, and the kind of face covering you use matters. The Boomer Materials 30-day face coverings provide 92.2% antibacterial protection. It's comfortable, easy to breathe in, speak with, and comes in both adult and children's sizes. Not only are the Boomer Naturals face coverings highly rated, but they're affordable at less than 30 cents per day. These Boomer Natural face coverings can be used up to 30 days by hand washing them with soap and water. I recommend you order yours now at boomernaturals.com. Use code BILL20 at checkout. Save 20% every time you shop. Plus, get free shipping on orders more than $50. That's code BILL20 at boomernaturals.com. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. This week marks the anniversary of the most notorious treason trial in U.S. history. The case against Aaron Burr, the man who shot and killed Alexander Hamilton. In the summer of 1807, Richmond, Virginia hosted what was then described as the controversy of the century. 51-year-old Aaron Burr, who had recently served as vice president under President Jefferson, was allegedly involved in a, quote, wicked conspiracy against the young USA. According to his accusers, Burr was actively working to recruit an army and wage a campaign to conquer territory west of the Mississippi, his goal to create his own country in the middle of North America, naming himself as emperor. That was the accusation. Burr was reportedly in cahoots, love that word, with the British, working with the English foreign minister to, quote, effect a separation of the western part of the United States from that which lies between the Atlantic and the mountains. England was still bitter about the revolution at the time. The U.S. federal government ultimately discovered the plot. Jefferson demanded Burr be charged with treason. Trial was presided over by Chief Justice John Marshall, Jefferson's distant cousin and the first leader of the Supreme Court. Burr's attorneys claimed his accusers forged letters and documents, adding the former vice president never actually took up arms against the United States. The Supreme Court agreed. Burr was acquitted. Thomas Jefferson was furious. He despised Aaron Burr. Said John Marshall, quote, war must actually be levied against the United States. Conspiracy to levy war is not treason. Despite his legal victory, Burr was labeled a villain throughout the country and fled to Europe. And here's something else you might not know. His bad reputation actually started 3 years earlier. Aaron Burr got off scot-free on the traitor thing, but it wasn't the first time he skated on a big charge. He shot and killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel, but was not charged with anything. Burr eventually returned to the USA using the surname Edwards to avoid his infamy. Back after this. It is no surprise that current events might be contributing to stress and sleep deprivation. Let Ebb help. Ebb is the first and only wearable, drug-free solution to calm and quiet your mind. Ebb applies precise and continuous cooling to your forehead, promoting the natural onset of sleep. Ebb Sleep is designed to work with your natural rhythms to allow you to get into a deep sleep more quickly. Ebb Sleep understands the uncertainty you may be experiencing and wants to help. My listeners can save $25 by using promo code BILL. Try Ebb risk-free 60 nights to confirm it's the solution you've been looking for. What a great deal. Please go to tryebb.com/bill. Let Ebb help you get the sleep you need and remove any risk. That's tryebb.com/bill. Try ebb.com/bill. Get the sleep you need. Order today. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.